called a cluster. You want a metaphor? You've got a president who was a drunk driver who is pushing others to drive drunk. That's what he is. Do I want to see a drunk driver get hurt? Hell no. But I worry more about the people he hits. And I love seeing him do that victory lap in that limo. Thank God. You know why? I knew that meant he has to be okay. Not the people who were in there with him, PPE up to their nose. Now they got a quarantine. He doesn't give a damn. And now I don't have to feign any extra measure of compassion. Because he went out there. Whatever happens now is on him.
That's
the
right.
White House
is
a cluster. He returned to a cluster and took his mask off. That is COVIDiocy. He's a COVIDiot. You're disrespecting the president. No, he disrespected the presidency. All that's left is the residue of outrage, because that's the only emotion I have.
Yep. Amen.
He does and tells you to do everything the experts say not to, even after getting the virus. See, that's the truth. There is no change. He didn't beat the virus. He's not better than anybody who didn't beat the virus or who takes time. He's not stronger than I am. He got every advantage. He has use of all the things he denies the rest of us. He's supposed to get tested every day with the test that you can turn around quickly and know what's going on. Did he do them? Did he even use what's at his disposal that the rest of us are desperate for? That our kids need in our classes that he doesn't even discuss?
Yeah, kind of.
No is the answer.
What?
Why? Show us the results. His doctor. I don't want to go backwards. Get out of the way. Show us the results. Show us that he tested negative on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Because I'll tell you something, I'm no doctor. We're about to have Tony Fauci on in the next block. He is. You think you get sick the next day after being exposed to somebody? He would have to be so immune compromised that he'd never get out of the hospital, God forbid. So he was sick before. When? Why would they tell us? Why would they tell us? It's a mendacity machine. Kelly, I'll never lie, McEnany. That's probably the way to let someone know you're going to lie to him to bed.
Yep.
I tell you, I love you, honestly. Somebody says honestly to you, you know they had an inclination to not be honest. But you saw him tonight, highly contagious. He has to be. It is the science of it. I know he was in the hospital. I know he had 24-hour care. I know they gave him 2 experimental treatments.
Look at him.
But it was no big deal.
Watch.
A little bit of
What if
concern.
that young woman's husband
Thumbs
had
up,
access to
everybody.
access
No,
to?
look. Watch. He tells him to go
What
back.
about if everybody's
Watch
husband
him.
and wife and kid and son and daughter and aunt and uncle and grandparents had access to that kind of care? Or just tests
Yeah.
to let them know
look
what
at
was
him.
going on and give them a chance
He
to
doesn't look like he's fucking
different would our
happy
situation
or
be?
fucking solid. He's
The
putting
virus
on the
is the
front.
truth.
Look at him weaving around.
And this
We can see
president
you.
is a walking
Look
Look at this dude.
Weaving all over
or
the
as
place.
my brilliant writer
Bro, I have
says,
asthma. I know what it looks like and feels like to struggle. You are so concerned for your safety right now. Hey, I mean,
Hard to breathe, isn't it?
bro, you suck at saluting. Yeah, dude, he sucks at saluting, bro. I've only been to military school for a year. I know how to salute better than you do.
Disrespect.
Disrespect.
I am not upset because I'm surprised. I am not upset because I am judging. I'm upset because so many of you contact me sick and desperate and scared. And I can do nothing. And this man who can do everything
Refuses to do anything.
does nothing. It is killing me that we're in this place.
Amen.
It is. It is killing me.
Big ass head looking.
I feel so bad for so many of you. The long haulers who are forgotten. The people who called up, the floods of people all over the country on my radio show, on my email, He says it affects nobody. What about my fill-in-the-blank loved one? I need the testing. If I could only get tested. My kid, my son, my daughter, they can't learn at home. They have to get back to school. If only they could get the tests. If they only...
I think this is
Contact tracing,
pandering.
if they go on, they're not even contact tracing in the White House. They left their own people for dead. I know it. I've spoken to 5 of them. Who? None of your damn business. It's not
I don't
the
know
point.
for sure though.
The only reason they want the information out there is so they can destroy those people. And I'm done with letting them destroy people. Me? Bring it. But enough. Savaging everybody so he can remain exalted.
Savaging.
Even after getting COVID.
Yeah.
He insisted on not getting the reality.
Everyone that tries
It's
to
not that
stand
bad.
up.
Feeling pretty good. Huh. I wonder why. Maybe it's that oxygen that kept giving you that you lied about. The experimental treatments that nobody else is going to have access to for who knows how long.
We need an
Miracle
invoice
drugs
or
we're
something.
working on. Regeneron isn't you. It's a private company. Imagine if you had capitalized Regeneron.
Oh, maybe.
Imagine if you'd used the Emergency Defense Production Act and said, "What do you need, Len?" The head of the company that you saw on the show the other night. Then maybe. Yeah, maybe. Remdesivir, you got to be in the hospital for that. It's not easy to get a bed. He cuts his treatment short. I'm too strong. No, you're not.
He didn't cut his treatment short.
No,
He's
you're
taking
not.
him
You
into the
got
White
carried.
House.
You got carried.
Thank God you did, because we only have one. But the fact that you ignored the testing, you have access to testing every day, you didn't even use it.
Did you just
Makes
call
no
me that?
sense that he just got it Thursday. Find a doctor who shows you it makes sense. And that person is BS. My kids, your kids. This stupid hybrid learning. It's not learning, it's unlearning. No tests. One case, whole school closes down. Why? No resources. Can't contact trace. No sophistication or thought about it. No help.
True dat.
Imagine if we had access to what he had access to, that he ignores, that he abuses.
For real.
Life would be totally different.
Totally different.
He didn't just walk into the White House one time with no mask tonight. He had his video crew capture that stupid scene again so he could put out propaganda. Fronting a lie to his people. Once again, just like, don't worry about the mask. Now he says,
For
don't worry
real.
about COVID. Don't let it control your
We
life.
seen you, Mr. Orange.
Just propaganda. That's all it is. I know this sound to it. I'm not going to play it for you. Why should I? How much bullshit do you need in your life? Don't let COVID control your life.
This boy's going
Nobody
wild
wants it to
tonight.
control their life. They don't have any choice. Because you're not setting up communities with the testing that you take for granted. A hospital suite, and 24-hour care, and experimental drugs, and all the best of everything all the time. And I'm not saying he shouldn't have it. I'm saying you should. Isn't that his damn job, is to kill himself? You know, he loves to work. Then do the work. A leader would go. A leader would go and do everything you're not supposed to do. And force
Probably
people into
gonna say
places
he's
when
doing
they can
other
get sick.
work.
We've never had anyone get sick. Yeah, tell it to the people in the Rose Garden. The only place we can reasonably contact trace.
There is other
Nobody
shit
else
he's
knows at
doing.
his rallies. How are you gonna find them?
I'm not a
You
supporter,
think they're gonna
but
come forward and say, I
I
can sing a
acknowledge
Trump
the
rally?
reality.
He takes off his mask while he's still infected, like that's some show of strength. It's as weak as it gets. Of course you should be afraid of COVID. It's killed more than 200,000.
For real.
210,000 of us.
For real.
Don't be afraid of COVID.
No.
10,000 have died in the last 13 days. Don't be afraid of COVID. It just took down the most powerful and protected person in the world.
Over the
He had to go to the
weekend, it took
hospital.
down 28 and 29-year-olds.
His continued recklessness makes it impossible to be sympathetic.
I mean, I probably had
I
COVID.
feel for his wife. I don't even know how she's doing. They only talk about him.
No testing available,
He has
though.
been covering up the reality from jump. He admitted it himself on a recording that he was covering it up. And now the vice president, just when you think maybe they get it, maybe we can all get on the same goddamn page.
Again.
The head of the White House coronavirus task force says, I'm going to go do the rallies. I'm going to go do the rallies. He's going to do the same thing that got the other guy sick. It is the definition of insanity. The White House press secretary now has COVID. I wish her well. I wish her well.
She's a
Why?
lying bitch.
Why wouldn't I?
Good looking bitch,
Well,
though.
she deserves it. Nobody deserves to be sick. She asked for it. Maybe so. She lies a lot. Even her statement there seems so layered to kind of hide what's true. I know. But one, I try very hard not to become what I oppose.
Oh.
And two, nobody benefits from somebody else getting sick. But she was out there maskless.
She looks scared.
exposed to multiple people with the virus. That's why she said to you in her statement she wasn't. Some context. I want you to listen to something that Trump said in 2014 when doctors and reporters came back from Africa where Ebola was raging. Listen to this carefully.
I consider that doctor extremely selfish who came back and then he toured New York. I mean, he went on crowded subways during rush hour, had dinner in Brooklyn, went to a bowling alley and bowled, and went all over the place. I think he's a very selfish person.